Hey guys, it's Jared Cook here at the Perry Company in Waco, Texas, and today we're going to be talking about our new product for the Kubota SVL called the DebrisBoot. Essentially, the Perry Company's been around since 1946, and during that time we've designed, manufactured, and developed products that solve problems. And one of the biggest problems that we saw with this Kubota SVL is this pit area back here and the accumulation of dust, dirt, debris, sticks, twigs, anything that can get down in there, gets down in there and causes problems. So let's take a closer look. Guys, so we're taking a look at the solution right now, but first I want to describe the problem, right? And so what happens is when you're out in these units and you're moving, mulching, whatever you're doing, a lot of that dust, dirt, debris gets down in here around this hydraulic cylinder, around this rear arm, and what happens is if it's twigs, limbs, rocks, whatever it is, it's getting down in there and it's either doing one of two things. It's either going to pack in there by the base of this arm or this hydraulic cylinder, which can cause significant maintenance issues, or it's actually feeding into the engine compartment. And as we all know, when you get dry wood and hot places, that's not necessarily a recipe for good things. And so what we've come up with is a way, instead of the best way to clean it out, we wanted to keep the debris from getting in there in the first place. And so we have this DebrisBoot. We'll start off at the front with the 3/16 plate. This has two set screws going either way, and all this is going to do is this is going to hold the front of the 1/4-inch rubber down in place so that as the cylinder and the arm are moving, that this is staying solid in place, at least here in the front. It will then bend around, it being the 1/4-inch rubber, and it will meet our coupler. And so what our coupler does is just simply maintain the height between the 1/4-inch rubber and this top portion of the larger piece of the hydraulic cylinder. You then have rubber that's covering back here, here, and then you actually have a piece of rubber that runs into our rear cover plate. Let's take a closer look at the back side. All right guys, here at the back of the unit, what we're going to look at is the perfect marriage between metal and rubber, right? So we have 14 gauge powder coated steel. We do have our retainer system. There's 4 points that you're going to use those retainers. And then we have this 1/4-inch rubber here at the back as well. And so as we designed this, what we look to do is take up as much space in a static state as possible. And so what we did is we designed the metal to take up as much space as we could without interfering with the operation of the arm. Once we took up that space, we incorporated our 1/4-inch rubber that will index with the arm. Now this might look like an odd piece. It is hinged and it is VHB taped to the back of this arm so that it's going to move when the arm moves and create a nice seal. Again, it's not going to be 100%, but we're looking to keep about 95% of that debris out. All right guys, so we're back here to wrap up, and as we started the video, we were talking about problems and solutions and the Perry Company's desire to design that solution. And so what our problems are here are twofold. You have a maintenance issue and you have a safety issue. The maintenance, I've talked to some guys, they're saying if you're properly maintaining this pit area, it's going to take you 2 to 3 hours every 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how much you use the equipment, what environment you're in. But we want to reduce that as much as possible. It's not that you're going to get rid of it, it just should take you less time as there's less dirt, dust, debris that gets down in there. Now from a safety perspective, as everybody knows, that pit area has that wide open space feeding right into the engine compartment. And when you get sticks, limbs, kindling, if you will, feeding into the engine compartment, that's not a great scenario. And so again, we want to reduce the amount of that debris that's able to make it into the engine compartment. Now when you go to order this and you get it in, it should take you about 20 to 30 minutes per side. If you're at the dealership, long term and you're familiar with it, it should really take about 20 minutes per side. We're going to provide an install guide in the kit, and we're also going to have an install video. But of course, if you ever need anything from the Perry Company, whether you have questions about the product, how to purchase, give us a call. We'd love to help. Thanks.